The first one was a ornately dressed, shamanistic-looking Goliath with his hand upraised, sending lightning into the storm, whilst the airship bombards the army from overhead.
So that was the airship attacking.
Yes, steam dragoons hiding behind bluffs and rock outcroppings, firing down at a group of Goliaths who are charging their position. I think the third one was something else.
Well, I'm going to go back and look at it.
The first one was a rock outcropping group of Goliaths who are charging.
Yeah, give me a moment. I'm looking it up.
No worries. So while she's looking this up, how did the rest
from up there down to here?
Sudden
Well, we anchor it here.
Brophy and I had a
I can
conversation.
carry some.
Off the airship, the Talon that you guys came on.
What I typed before that was actually what I'm doing. Brophy's like freaking out because everybody around him keeps like dying.
Is there anything
and
about
now it's the healer
you being
that's
able
dying.
to remove the artifact somewhere
I
else?
just assume it's magic because it's a pain in my ass and annoying.
Almost as if it is a real life painting, like a 3D real Goliath warband.
Because I'm
climbing this island chain. The second one is an
you're
image
kind of sitting there like you're just stuck there and you got like a drool coming out of your mouth.
The soldiers. You're just stuck there, hiding from behind rocks, eyes rolled into the back firing down at.
So he just looks like his mind is familiar.
If Brophy keeps freaking out, I'll call him over and say, "Here, you need to calm down, drink some coffee." Has Brophy ever had coffee before?
Oh god, no. And I'm picturing the scene from behind or over the hedge, where the squirrel takes coffee.
Yeah, I think I'm getting him addicted.
Who are in turn by a series of images that flash into your mind, and you know without a doubt, and this is like Vietnam PTSD flashback. Like you to the rest of you, they go into like their muscles lock and their eyes flip to the back of their heads to show all whites. But to you, you experience a series of flashes of images, complete with color, sound, smell, visceral sensations like pressure waves, and each image is a split second. It packs a whole bunch of content. So they go in a series, almost as if it is a real life painting, like the soldiers hiding from behind rocks, firing down at similar Goliaths who are in turn assaulting their positions. The third one, and this one is more runny than most, it's more amorphous, more foggy than most, is you see Obadiah laying prone upon a rocky bluff, sighting down his rifle and pulling the trigger. The fifth one is Pippin. You see Pippin in his steam dragoon exploding. His freeze frame, his armor is coming apart from the seams. There's fire erupting. It looks like he just got struck by something. It's like in mid snapshot of him, of his death. And then the sixth image is of a because there is, I'm not going to spoil it, but I actually had some. Never mind. I'm not going to spoil it, but just so that you're aware that when it happens, like I didn't. That's not in response to this conversation at the moment. I already had something pre-planned.
Okay, I was just wondering though.
All right.
So you skipped 4 and went to 5.
4 is. I still can't find my notes, so.
No, it's you literally went. 3 was Obi sniping something. Then you skipped 4 and 5 is Pippin exploding.
I'm trying to think what.
Would it just be us killing that Goliath? No, because that's too back in the future. Back in the
Sorry.
past.
So 4 is 4 is Obi shooting on a bluff shooting something. Sorry, I skipped it. 4 is Obadiah on a bluff shooting something. 5 is a still shot of the ornately dressed Goliath man.
That was number 1, actually.
No. 5 is of the ornately dressed Goliath man. It's in a similar position, but instead with his arm thrown forwards. But he's missing most of his head, which is now a blood mist with bones flying every which direction. And then continue onward.
Okay, so 1 was just. That's the reason why it was skipped. It was just a bloody mess.
Yeah.
So it's not that guy down, or not that guy that summons the dragon. Then
Or maybe that's not a good image. That's not a good image.
No, it's not a very pleasing image to picture either.
No. In terms of narrative wise, it's not a very good image. Okay, so instead, let's say 4 or 5, one or the other. Okay. Yeah. No, this works perfectly. So, 5. So 4 is of Obadiah shooting something. 5 is of. Five is of a dwarf, a Goliath handing a dwarf an object which you do not recognize. And this dwarf turns and pushes this object into some sort of indentation, a space clearly meant to house this object, into a wall or surface of some sort. So there's a wall with a hole in it, that's clearly made to house this specific object that he shoves into this hole, and then lines of eldritch energy, purple and pink and huge color, spread out in an instant from this object in this wall in a geometric pattern, spreading in all directions like the spokes of the spider web, sharp angles and lines. That's the 5th image.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a far better narrative image than Obadiah shooting someone. I think that's the Obadiah shooting someone is part of the same image.
Obadiah shooting someone's great.
All right, so as you return from your mental escapade, how do you react? How do the rest of you react, and how does Milo and Thalia react?
See, I told you that it's fine. It's just magic. Do you like your coffee?
He's like running laps around the island.
This took a while to explain, but like the entire process happened in the space of like 10 seconds.
Yeah, he drank the coffee and now he's spazzed out on hyper. He's like under
I
the
don't
effects
think
of a
coffee
rage
works
about the
that
rage.
fast. But whatever, sure.
He's very tiny. He's got very fast metabolism. It probably breaks it down real fast.
He's already hyper when he smells the coffee, let alone drinks it.
I mean, come on, halflings eat like 20 times a day and they're still not 5 billion pounds.
Good.
Milo would come back to come to his senses, I guess, and explain the best he could about what he saw in the vision and what just happened.
With Thalia helping explain things, but there's just still shots. It's like flipping through a photo album in 3 seconds.
And some of the depictions, like with the Goliath battle, with the dragoons and the and the battle going on, makes Milo think that the companions might be in trouble or will be in trouble.
So is the plan still to dimension door someone up?
The thing is it's Thalia is the one that has to go up. It only works on her, and I have to carry someone. The problem is who to take and how to take them.
I could carry the other person.
Well, the thing is I have to either carry you or you have to carry me, because we'd be going up 500 feet and gliding over to the other area.
Oh, yeah. And actually, I'm small. I don't know if I could.
Yeah, I can take you.
Well, regardless, I don't think Pippin and them should go down.
Not if it's a picture of them exploding.
Well, it's not necessarily them exploding, it was Pippin exploding.
Well, I shouldn't say Pippin was exploding. His armor was exploding.
Yes, that's right. You can't actually see much of Pippin unless he opens up the housing of his cockpit.
Both will look at Pippin. Is there any way of using that as like a bomb, or would exploding be you dying?
Well, he says, I suppose it's possible, although understand there's several dozen safeguards that prevent us from like turning this into a bomb, but provided one were to disable all of those safeguards, I suppose it's possible, but wouldn't be much of use. I mean, the thing would just be standing there. I'm not going to be sitting inside this thing when it explodes. It can't move on its own without a pilot, is what I'm saying.
So then it's safe to assume that his armor exploding was his death.
Wait, what?
I assume he would have been talking about their visions in front of them.
Oh, yeah.
Pippin looks concerned.
And she'll reiterate the visions that they saw.
Well, I'd prefer not exploding, but...
But that's understandable. I prefer you not to explode either.
Besides, that armor's mine someday. And he just kind of like looks away.
But what really concerns me is, besides Pippin's armor exploding, is that the fact that the Citadel Temple is could be maybe going to be attacked sometime in the near future.
Why, you said a dragon?
I didn't see a dragon per se, I just saw it in flames with the Guardian, I assume it was the Guardian, a flaming woman handing me a box.
He did say there was like a creature your mind filled in to be a dragon, clawing through the roof.
And also a thing that your mind filled in to be a feminine figure, glowing with radiant light, handing you a box.
Yeah.
you get the feeling that a lot of these images, certain things regarding the images are clearly like your mind trying to fit something that it can't comprehend into a shape that you can.
Yeah, so that's why she was being as generic as possible. Not necessarily it's a dragon, just a monster.
Cthulhu's come to kill us all. They summon the Trask.
All right. There is also one additional thing. And I will PM this to both Milo and Thalia. Although I'm not necessarily certain that I... Do you both actually... You guys just hang still for 1 minute, okay? All right, so for a few moments, up to about a couple of minutes after you experience this vision, whenever you look in Obadiah's direction and catch sight of his gun, you feel an intense sense of wrongness / alienness about the weapon. As if whoever imparted you the vision has a very strong negative feeling about this thing and thinks that this thing is a perversion. Maybe upon the very fabric of whatever it is they perceive to be the rightful way things work. And then we can hop back up to the top channel.
Well, if I die, I'll re-roll a caster, so we have more heals.
What?
Mega caster.
Yeah, I'll make a caster.
All right, so Robin and Thalia and Milo, you caught that right?
Yep. I kind of glance over at Thalia and then point over at
It doesn't necessarily change your specific way of thinking. It's just a third party feeling that you're experiencing.
Yeah, I go over to Rum and just say that hey, let me see your gun for a second.
What? No, what?
Your gun, let me see it.
Which one? And I'll try to hand him the revolver.
I believe it's the super silent,
the big one,
special gun.
I'm going to insight check Milo.
Sure, roll an insight check. Although
I should say what I'm actually what I'm actually doing.
I just don't want him to chuck it over the side or something, because I hate to have to kill him. He's my little buddy.
I mean, I'll let Milo judge what a 15 insight check would reveal. So it's not 15 is a fairly decent roll. It's not amazing, but it's not it's definitely a pass.
Well, I would try to once he wouldn't hand it over. I know it's special to him. Milo would just say, "Trust me, I just experienced something, and it was something to do with this gun."
You're going to hand it back to me, correct?
Correct. If I wanted to trick you, I would cast an illusion on it.
I will very, very softly and begrudgingly hand over Griswold's revenge.
And I'm just gonna look at it at first, see if there's anything different about it from when I've seen it before.
Okay. So immediately as soon as you touch it, again that feeling intensifies and Is there a word for triplify? No, that's not even a word. It triples.
Triplicates?
Maybe. We should invent a word for something.
Well, I think the military term for in threes is triplicate.
Yeah, triplicate, but I don't believe triplicate is a word. Maybe we just invented a word. Never mind. Tangent. And the feeling intensifies until it becomes overwhelming. And at the point that it becomes overwhelming, the seventh image of that sequence flashes in your mind for like quarter of a second. And this time, that intense feeling is kind of like copy and pasted onto the dragon-like object. And you can now see that the dragon-like object is not a dragon at all. It is instead some kind of construct that resembles the mouth of a dragon, or at least the profile of a dragon.
Kind of like not even looking at anybody, including Obi, he will repeat what he's feeling, what he's sensing. And it doesn't come out in his normal voice. He says it in a voice that's very deep and very calm.
I know I'm holding it. I feel bloody fantastic. If no one does anything, I'll like reach for it.
Milo doesn't like try to tear it out of your hand or anything like that, or try to not like. But he says, "Believe this thing is cursed."
What? No, this thing is fantastic.
Leofano did say that it was a
She was a bit of a tart, and she didn't like me. She would have said anything.
I'm a bit of a tart and I still don't like you.
Yeah, but she put up with me.
Oh my god, I just had a flashback to that scene in Star Wars in the cantina. He says he doesn't like you. I don't like you either.
I have the death sentence on 17 sectors or something.
Yeah, I keep on flipping it over and I'm just like, some of it's simple words. It's just like dragon, object, power.
How about this? When we get back to town, we'll take it to somewhere and we'll see if it's cursed.
You know what? Let's just find a volcano and throw it in there.
How about we throw you in there, you tart? I'm sorry. That. Excuse me about that.
That's twice in the past 10 minutes you've called me a tart, Obi.
You want to throw my gun away? No, I love this thing. You see how amazing it is when I shoot people? They literally blow up.
Yes, Pippin says. Yes, about that. How exactly does that work?
I don't know. We went into the what was it called? Not the Undercroft. And we found the schematics from an old elvish steelworks.
He looks at you. I wouldn't say skeptically, but just like as if he's measuring your words. And then he simply nods as if like, okay.
It's fantastic. I can't think of how many battles we won because of this thing.
But Leofano did say that it's an unnatural weapon.
Yeah, well, she'd say anything to make me look bad.
She doesn't even know you.
She's magic, and she didn't like me.
Brophy's gonna mumble, she doesn't need to say anything for that to happen.
Listen here, little one. I'm definitely taking my gun back from Milo. Not like snatching it, but I'm like grabbing it and very like making sure I'm getting it back.
I believe that gun will be the ruination of us all.
Oh, this is the exact opposite of that. It's the strongest weapon we have here.
All right, so what is the plan here as the DM, not as Pippin?
Actually, I think Thalia's probably gonna ask Milo for the squirrel suit because I don't think it has to be attuned, does it?
No, it doesn't.
No, it's not magic, I don't think, is it?
No, it is magic, but it doesn't require attunement.
Oh.
I mean, guys, I put this gun together myself. It's not cursed.
Yes, you did put together this gun yourself.
The barrel.
You're not entirely certain exactly how it works.
Yeah, it's the barrel. The barrel's magic. That's what Battlestone said.
Yeah, so I think the plan is for me to grab the squirrel suit. I'm going to carry Milo, I guess, across with me. So 500 feet up, glide across.
Wait, aren't we gonna go kill the sorcerer first?
Where is the sorcerer?
Back that way? Because, I mean, you said that if we send Pippin, he's gonna die.
Well, there's the possibility he could explode.
Yes, you definitely get that the divisions were not set in stone. They were too, for lack of a better term, the paint was too runny for that.
Don't these kind of things generally work that if you don't change something, that's generally what's gonna happen?
Or maybe these kind of things work like if you do change something, you make that thing happen.
I'm gonna kind of step away from the group and like out of earshot of everyone. What was her name again?
Leothano.
I'll kind of mumble to myself, like, all right, Leothano, show me why it's cursed, and see if anything happens.
Okay.
Oh, that's interesting.
And Obi gets eaten by his gun.
I mean, I don't expect anything's magic, but I don't want to recklessly. I'm not reckless.
You're wearing a hat, right?
I'm wearing my bowler.
All right. So you lean over, you glance at the gun, and you mutter this thing to yourself, and you feel a spark, a wave, a pulse of that hateful, annoying feeling that you've come to associate with magic roll over you. And for a moment, nothing happens. And then you feel you feel your belt buckle snap. And the pouch that you were carrying, your coinage and so your belt snaps, and a couple of pouches from your from hang from your belt momentarily like sag open, and out from your coin pouch falls 7 coins. These 7 coins all land face up, showing you the head of the Empress. They all land heads up. And then, from another pouch that is also sagging open, a single round from your rifle falls out. It hits one of these coins butt first, and against all odds, the round goes off. And the round snatches the hat, barely missing your nose and your face. It snatches your bowler hat right off the top of your head and sends it flying like 15 feet up into the air before it falls back down beside you. You guys all hear a loud report go off, and everyone spins around to watch Obi's hat flying through the midair.
Well, that doesn't show me, once I recover, that doesn't show me why it's evil. Ugh. Grumble. Well, I guess I will get up and I'm gonna look at the first coin that it hit. If there's anything left of it.
No. The round landed primer first against the 7 coins on the ground.
Okay.
And the 7 coins are all facing heads up.
Okay, I misunderstood you. Okay. And then when it hit the primer, it went up and knocked my head
and
off.
the bullet snatched your hat from your head, narrowly missing your face.
And I have no idea if that was she who did it or something else. Because magic is awful. Well, this is what I'll do. After I gather my thoughts and almost having my face blown off.
You also now have a pretty big hole in your hat.
Oh, bugger. It was waterproof. For the
and that
rest
leaves
of
one spot.
Yeah. And I don't have my martini rifle because I turned it into this thing. Till we get home, I will keep this in the bag of holding, and I won't use it.
Maybe disassemble it too?
Well, the everything's fine. The only issue is the barrel. And if you give me about 5-10 minutes, I can pop the barrel off. But I'm not going to destroy the barrel because that's...
No, I'm not saying destroy it, just disassemble it. If it is a mechanical construct, even if it's cursed, maybe disassembling it could nullify it being able to transform?
Bollocks. You know what I'm gonna do? Because I think this is the only thing I have I can do anything with it. Or I have, like, I don't know how many. I have 10 jugs of Arthur's that he left. And I'm going to take apart this entire gun, and each piece I take off, like small, I'm going to fit into the jug. Like a bolt goes there, and then a nut goes in the other. Like, separate them all.
Yeah, sure.
Just the
You
rest.
can do that.
And the rest I can't fit, I'm going to put it into... I have like a net kickers
I think
bandana.
probably the only piece you can't fit into the jug is probably the barrel, and that's it.
I'm going to wrap the barrel in... it's a pretty big barrel. I don't know if the net kickers bandana will wrap it all.
I have a bedroll you can use.
See what else I have. I'm not happy about this, by the way, but yeah, I'm just going to wrap it in the net kickers bandana as much as I can, the blue bandana, and stick it in the bag of holding. And you know what? For shits and giggles, because I bought it and I didn't do anything with it, I am going to soak that blue bandana in the holy water I had.
Okay.
And then wrap it in that.
Okay, sure.
I was going to use the holy water.
When you
Okay.
use it.
But just in case, because you guys, well, you two, not the little one. Especially Milo, I'm not going to not trust him. And when we get back home, I will show you that it's fine. But in the time being, if it makes everyone happy, I will use the revolver.
So, Thalia, your plan is to take Milo's scroll suit, put it on, carry Milo on your back, and then dimension door 500 feet up, and then use the scroll suit to glide onto the island?
Correct.
Okay, that works without issue. That just simply works.
We would probably... I think we would have... do they have a grapple gun?
You do not have a grapple gun.
Well, before we went over, does anybody have a grapple gun? Like one of the
Although,
Sharpies?
yeah, I think they do. Sorry, the the Steam Dragoons do. But however, Cheeks informs all of you. It's kind of a juxtaposition. This like cheeky feminine voice coming from this big piece of metal says, "This thing, its effective range is only about 200, 150 feet. 200 feet on a good day. It's definitely not going to clear that gap."
Well, if we fire it from our end, it's going to continue soaring. So we might get another 100, maybe 200 feet off of it.
But again, how are you going to get the rope back to us? Oh, I see. You're going to glide back here and bring the rope with you.
Yes.
That could work. Although the grapple would have to be pretty securely secured for these suits to. We have like pulleys and stuff that we can attach to ropes, but we could probably secure it on this end easily enough. And he points towards the outcropping that the invisible dude was hiding on before. But I'm not sure about up there. Like I don't see anything up there immediately that we could secure it on.
Well, if one of you guys would exit your suit, then I can take you instead of Milo. And we can see about securing it on the top. Because I know absolutely nothing about securing anything. I like to take everything.
You see both of the Steam Dragoons turn to look at each other, and then both their rounded dome heads turn to look in Brophy's direction, and then Cheeky says, "No, I think I'll stay in my suit. Thank you."
Brother's just whistling like he has no idea what's going on.
When they're doing this, I want to sheepishly walk over to where the Sharpies are, and kind of like half-heartedly say, "I don't suppose you guys have an extra sniper rifle I could borrow for the time being."
One of them, the male elf. Actually, no, there's two male elves, one female elf. Will nod. And they actually have to put it together. So it's like a spare one that's been broken down.
If you want, I know how to put these things together. Apparently,
Sure.
My gun is evil, and I'm down a gun. I'm sure you get it back. I just, for the time being, I would appreciate it if you lend me that and some ammo.
All right. So who is Thalia taking across?
Well, I could take Brophy up there because he has the strength to secure just about anything, it seems like.
Didn't you have him do a survival roll last time for that?
Yep.
Yeah.
I will give you advantage because you have the grapple.
My survival is a +2.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose Thalia could assist you, but that would only give you advantage as well, so.
I mean,
She could bardically inspire you. Tie them knot. Start singing a song about knots.
I do have inspiration.
Okay. So, regardless of who you're taking across, make your decision now, and I'm going to tell you that there's no issue at all. Like you get. It's simple enough. You teleport straight up 500 feet. You glide across. It's like a 300-foot incline, 500-foot distance. Yeah, you make it across easily. And you find that indeed it is like a Greco-Roman dome. The island itself measures about 500 feet diameter. This dome itself is roughly just over 100 feet diameter in the center. And in the open portal of the side facing actually you notice as you land. It wasn't so obvious when you were standing down there on this island, but it is obvious now that you're on the island. The island is rotating in place ever so subtly. The rotation isn't so much that like you're in danger of putting down the rope and then having the rope be pulled overextended. But you get the feeling that the island itself is rotating ever so slightly in a clockwise direction.
So then there's no way we could attach multiple ropes and then have the big island rotate and pull the smaller island to it.
That might work. It depends on how strong the ropes are.
Do they have chain?
No,
They
we
do not have 500 foot of chain. No, they don't.
Unfortunately, not.
The question is, do you have 500 feet of chain? Right.
I've
And
got like a foot of steel cable, aka my arms.
slightly off the facing towards your direction, so slightly, you're not facing it straight on, is a set of large doorway. The doorway is circular in nature. Have you ever seen a Chinese garden?
Yes.
Have you ever seen the Chinese garden where they have the circular doorways that's slightly flattened at the bottom?
Basically, it's the Hobbit door from Lord of the Rings.
Yes, precisely. Except it's missing like the bottom, like 1/5 or whatever. It looks like that, but there's no door. There's no door in this portal. And from within the doorway, even from 400 feet away from the edge of this island, you can hear the faint sounds of bird song. Like it sounds like it's like an aviary full of raucous songbirds. And that is where we'll leave the session for today.
Yeah, so I took Brophy up there.
Okay. Yes, that looks precisely like that. Obviously, without the strange Asian roofing.
Oh, it's
stuff.
a Stargate door.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to use the word Stargate because that has other connotations, and it's not a Stargate.
Because of your staff thingies from way back when.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I had plans for that. Too bad it never went anywhere. So the plans for that campaign was that the gate itself went to an essentially a demi-plane, and the demi-plane was being used by these like interdimensional traveling celestials, like celestials that are technically outsiders. They're not even from this realm. And they're using this demi-plane. This demi-plane is technically not in this realm as well. And they're using this demi-plane to travel from universe to universe, kind of like stabilizing the universe by taking out the most chaotic deities and creatures and etc., and locking them within this interdimensional prison. And then like the interdimensional prison has all these safeguards in order to keep these beings locked down, but all of its safeguards are tuned towards like creatures of like beings and creatures and deities of like immense power. So like instead it never installs security features for people who have next to no power, like puny mortals. And someone else had managed to like break into the prison to engineer a prison break for one of the elder gods locked up there. And the prison's consciousness was going to like pull mortals from other dimensions that have the appropriate skill set to kind of like deputize them to try and stop these intruders and hunt them down and stop them from freeing this prisoner. And I was going to throw all sorts of weird shit at you guys, like xenomorphs and.
So basically, we saved ourselves by not investigating that.
No, that was the backwater campaign.
Oh,
Yeah, Rum would have made one hell of a interdimensional sheriff.
Yeah. All right. So yes. Chinese portal, bird song, slightly rotating island, and it's not really spoiling too much, but I'll say that through a bit of deduction, you work out that the island is rotating precisely once every 24 hours. And that's where we'll leave the session. Can everyone make next week, same time?
Yeah.
Should be able to.
Should be able to, yeah.
Oh, 1 second.
That rifle they lent me, did it have optics on it?
Yes, it did. It does have optics on it.
Okay.
Okay, so quick question. The off-color green between the two islands, for right where the army sign ends, is that a bridge?
No, that's the tip of the previous island.
So you just didn't
sticking
make it
out.
large enough?
Sorry, what was that?
So you just didn't make it large enough? It's
It's basically like this.
this thing right here.
That's the drawbridge.
Okay. So that's what Thalia wants the Sharpies to blow up.
Oh yeah, no, that's easy enough. Yeah, that's easy enough. As you guys set out to do the next part, they just put some explosives on. It's made out of wood and timber and stuff like that. They just blow it up. Like it's gone.
But that's still an extra, 20, 30, 40, an extra hour for the army to rebuild that?
Yeah, it was about 40 feet long, probably 50 feet at max. Depending on how industrious the army is, anywhere between 10 minutes and 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, like I said, it's a great opportunity for the Sharpies and everybody else to snipe them.
Also, the Sharpies can hide some more charges there, so when the army tries to place the next bridge, they can wait for the army to start to cross, blow it, and then that's another bridge, and units gone.
Okay.
But I wrote everything down for that. Like I said, it's in that little post I just put up there.
I'm good for next week.
Okay, excellent. I'm excited because at the same time the arc is nearing its conclusion. Probably not next session. I don't think next session would be the conclusion. Probably 2 or 3 more.
Unless Obi's rifle eats us all.
Yes,
Oh,
unless
no.
Obi's rifle eats you all.
Take away my baby, bunch of bastards.
You can have it back later, but first we really need to figure out why you're gonna.
Hey, you know, so Obi, your rifle has never done anything bad to you. In fact, it's been nothing but awesome and faithful to your every word. I mean, sometimes there's the occasional hiccup, but you put that more down to like experimental weaponry rather than.
Love that thing.
No idea what these people are going on about. Them and their
So they're
rifle.
magic. Yeah, they just hate a man that doesn't need to use magic to get his work done.
We'd rather be safe than sorry.
Uh-huh.
Would you like to shoot your rifle and unleash a demon?
I mean, is that an option?
It could happen, which is why we're putting the rifle away for now.
I just think you guys are jealous. Someone doesn't need to use magic to get everything done. But if it'll make everyone happy.
Yeah, we'd rather be safe than sorry, at least for this coming up battle. You can have it back after the battle.
Apparently not. Apparently it's cursed. Ooh.
Brophy doesn't use magic to do anything.
Well, Murphy has just joined the group. He's not. Everyone else did.
Obi was doing so good not calling Talia a tart. He went for like 8 sessions straight without calling her a tart.
I take away a man's gun. I'm American. Coming for my guns. I got real defensive.
America doesn't exist in this campaign.
Well, it does in my head.
Maybe
You know
Obi
who
needs to
is an
found it.
American?
Ooh.
Lestano? No, I'm just kidding.
So I'm not gonna lie, every time you say cheeky, I think of a pair of panties.
There's a reason. I mean, you gather that Cheeky is a nickname.
Oh, that's
Nice.
so weird.
So is Pippin.
I like Pippin.
All right. I actually have to go mow the lawn. I'm getting hassled for not mowing the lawn. So I'm going to hop off. Thanks for showing up.
Bye bye.
And
Thanks.
I apologize for my rather hiddenness schedule.
It's fine.
Time
It's fine.
zones. Like,
Alright.
I hate them.
Have fun. Don't get a sunburn.
Like I said, like the optimal playing time for me starts in 2.5 hours. So, yeah. But that's like middle of the night for you guys.
That's like early. That's like super early morning. It's like 1
Yeah,
o'clock in the
yeah.
morning for us.
So obviously that's
Yeah.
not really. But we'll muddle along. I'll catch you guys next week.
Later.
Sophia, do you think you can make it next week?
Later.
Hey, Pren.
Yes.
That 1d100 you had me roll, is that how effective my flirting's going with the waitress?
No, it's actually something else. And that may or may not be next session.
I'm excited for it.
We are playing this Wednesday, but next Wednesday, I look at my calendar when he asked about next week, and I'm out of town on a business trip for 3 days, including that Wednesday. Oh, wait a second. December, nah, because it's December 5th, 6th, and 7th, and 6th is right.
Boo.
So we'll be able to play this Wednesday, but I'll have to take a week off there. I think the rest of them, though, are okay, as far as I know. I also got to see about the 20th. My family's coming into town, but I can't remember if it was the 20th or 21st. I got to check on
Okay,
that.
so we are going to assume that we are not playing in 4 weeks because that is Christmas.
That's probably a safe assumption.
And then 4, 11, 18 are the other days that we could probably play.
So
Yeah,
weird.
right on Christmas there. Probably not.
Have any of you guys played PUBG?
No.
I'm playing on the test server, and it's so different than